Let's go to this now. President Cyril Ramaphosa has instructed Basic Education Minister Siviwe Gwarube to fully implement the Basic Education Laws Amendment Act, that's now the BELA Act. A statement released from the presidency has indicated that Ramaphosa has proceeded to sign the presidential proclamation to bring the BELA Act into operation as a matter of immediate. Now, the president also earlier meeting with the leaders of all political parties in the Government of National Unity today to give a report back on the Clearinghouse report on the Act. The Clearinghouse, chaired by the Deputy President Paul Mashatile, recommended the full implementation of the Act. Minister Gwarube snubbed the signing, remember, of the BELA Bill into law. Her party, the Democratic Alliance, also threatening to leave the Government of National Unity over the implementation of this Act. And the BELA Act also signed into law in September, but the President delaying the execution of two of the sections which pertain to language and admission policies to allow for more consultation on these particular clauses. So let's get reaction now to a body that has been watching this closely, Sadtu. Remember, Sadtu was also threatening legal action if these two clauses 4 and 5 were not fully implemented, whilst the EFF also threatened mass mobilization. And then you had other bodies as well who were threatening court action should these two sections be implemented. So let's get reaction now. Nomusa Cembi, Sadtu spokesperson, joins us on the line. Nomusa, good afternoon to you and thank you so much for your time. Your reaction to the presidency statement.
Good afternoon and good afternoon to viewers. We are very much excited that the bill is now going to be implemented in its entirety. It's what we've been calling for, and we are happy that really the presidency has seen the light and this is going to happen.
And are you concerned at all that there may be those who will take this matter to court, given the fact that there are still some of those who are unhappy with Section 4 and 5?
Yes, they may take it to court, but as such, we feel that this it will stand the courts, because we believe that these sections they were put in place to take forward transformation of education in South Africa. And also they were aligning with the previous constitutional court rulings that had been made regarding admissions policies and language policies in schools. So these clauses were aligning to the previous court rulings. So we believe that these clauses do stand the test of the courts.
Before I go into, some, of course, of what has been said around this consultation process, there have been those who have been concerned to say that the role, when you look at Section 4, Clause 4 and 5, for example, this may put a burden on the head of department when it comes to the Department of Basic Education, saying that the HOD will now have to bear so much on their shoulders. But others are saying it's not the case. They will have a team around them, especially when it comes to deciding on some of the issues that then reach a deadlock. Are you concerned at all about the workload here, or do you think it's going to be manageable?
We believe that the department will make means to ensure that this is manageable. It has to happen. We cannot hide behind the workload. They have to make means to ensure that this happens. It must happen. It is crucial.
The president also says in the statement that the basic education minister now has the responsibility to ready the system to ensure that the full implementation now does happen. Is the system, the education system, that is ready for this act?
We are happy that the act is there. If there's anything that needs to happen, yes, the minister must ensure that everything is in place for this to take place. It happens all the time that you pass the law, and then after you pass the law, then you come up with procedures. We come up with programs to ensure that act is implementable. So we are expecting her to do just that.
So I'm going to borrow from the president's statement, and I want to know, in your view, where does the minister then begin? The president says, I've also instructed the minister to do what is necessary, as is customary with any law, to ensure that the time frame of the implementation, particularly with regard to the preparedness of the system for universal grade R access and the consequential regulations setting out the norms and standards, are prepared. Where should she begin?
It is hard to say where she should begin, but on the issue of the norms and standards, we believe that these have been done, these have been prepared, they are there. in place. It's a pity I haven't read the statement in full. We've just received the news. We are just happy that the news with the news. But on issue of the norms and standards, they are there, and they will be amended accordingly after the act has been
Nomusa, briefly then, before I let you go, there are some who feel that this consultation process should have never even happened to begin with, that the bill, while it was still a bill, should then have been signed into law in totality and implemented in totality instead of this consultation process, which some say that was proving to be futile. I wonder what is Sadtu's position on that?
We said, at the signing ceremony, we said it as such that there's no need for this consultative process, because all the processes were done accordingly, and we believe that it was correct for those clauses to be there. The entire act was passed by an overwhelming majority in Parliament. Really, there was no need at all to have taken these two clauses through this process.
All right, Nomusa, thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it. That is Nomusa Cembi, their Sadtu spokesperson.